What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I'm here with something a little bit different. I'm going to be doing a UFC tier list of intangibles. Now, I'm not speaking Spanish. I'm speaking English right now, guys, in case you're a bit confused. I know I'm pretty fluent, but intangibles basically means, listen, we're always on here talking about on MMA YouTube of like, oh, who's the best boxer? Who's the best striker? Who's the best wrestler? Fuck that, dude. I'm here to talk about who has the best emotes. I'm here to talk about aura, momentum, all that type of stuff that can't really be measured, but is a factor when talking about fights, predicting fights. When you're a genius like myself, these things come into it. So if they're up in the S and the A tier, they're extremely important to a fighter's career. If they're down in the C and the D tier, they don't really matter that much. All right, dude, let's get into this. I think you guys are going to get the hang of this as we go along. All right, take my hand, I'll bring you with me. All right, dude, starting off, A tier, like intangible to have, aura. Bro, aura can fucking carry you so hard to a title shot. Shavkat Rakhmonov is literally getting a title shot based solely off aura. Alexandre Topuria, this guy won 3 rounds against Colby Thickness based on aura, just standing there like kind of looking cool. I swear to God, dude, aura is like a real thing, man. Like, there's something about when a pro fighter walks in the fucking room or when you're training with them, you just know they can fuck you up. So I definitely think aura is a real thing. That's a real thing. It's a real factor. And I'm going to put it in the A tier because it's not infallible. Like, you're not going to be carried by aura through an entire, unless you're Alex Pereira, I guess, right? But eventually it's going to run out. Right, and a few things happen to you, you lose a little bit, all of a sudden, people start seeing cracks in the fucking armor, so it can be a blessing most of the time, but it also can be kind of a curse, because you get held to these crazy expectations. So I'm going to put aura in the A tier. I feel like this is very important to being a fighter, but sometimes it can be your downfall, sometimes it can, hide flaws that you need to work on. I'm going to put it in the A tier. I feel like that's pretty fair to say. All right, dude, let's move on, though, to another factor. And listen, this one can take you decently far. I'm going to say craftiness is like a C tier. It's not bad to have. Like, you definitely want to be a little bit crafty. You don't have to be an old head to be crafty. I mean, it does help having 30 years of experience in MMA, like a GM3, like a Anthony Smith. You want to have some regional fights under your belt where you're fighting in fucking trailer parks and stuff like that. You want to be racking up a record of about 35-12 to be max crafted out, but you can be crafty as like a young fighter. If you're hooking inside the gloves when the ref's not seeing, if you're sticking a hand in the fence because you get 1 foul legally allowed per fight, stuff like that is pretty crafty. It can definitely help you. It can definitely boost your skill set, but if it's the only thing you have, congratulations, you are like Joe Lozon. You know what I mean, dog? Like, if you're only crafty and you don't have like some of these other intangibles that we're going to talk about, I don't think it's enough to carry you, right? Like, aura alone can kind of carry you through some fights if you have basic skills. If you're just crafty and you're not super dangerous in one particular aspect, like, I feel craftiness is most effective when it's applied with some of these other skills that we'll talk about. So for that reason, it is important, but I'm going to put it in the C tier. Okay, dude, craftiness, pretty important. Let's talk about something that nobody really needs that doesn't actually exist. Fight IQ, man. All these fucking nerds, dude. All these nerds, bro. I'm not talking about Corey Sandhagen. I'm talking about people that are like,
dude, the way that he hit this outside trip is so beautiful, bro.
I guarantee you he was not thinking about shit when he did that, bro. I guarantee you he was just, like, in the moment of a fight, bro. I swear, dude. These people that fucking break down fights like it's like they're drawing circles and shit on a board. I could literally do that if I wanted to. It's not, like, people act like this shit is like, oh my God, man. Wow, the way that he turned his thumb down when he gripped the wrist. I mean, this guy's a genius. It's like, fucking hell, bro. It's MMA. It's not that complicated. It's really not, dude. Like, jiu-jitsu is kind of complicated sometimes. Striking is not that fucking complicated. Like, you can break it down as minute as you want. Fight IQ and, like, analytical data is so fucking gay, dude. It literally does not actually matter at all. Explain Drickus Duplessis to me if you think that, oh,
Dude, actually, you need to throw your punch at this angle.
like, bro, these guys are such fucking nerds, dude. And I'm sick of it, bro. I'm sick of the people that are like,
Terrible analysis, bro. You didn't talk about the footwork, bro.
it's like, dude, who gives a fuck? You don't even train, bro. What are you talking about footwork, dude? Shut the fuck up, dude. Fight IQ's going in the D tier, man. You don't need that shit to be a fighter. What you do need, though, blockhead mentality. Blockhead mentality wins, bro. I'm sorry, dude. Trevor Peak beats Corey Sandhagen easily, bro. Dude, Benoit Satanese mugs Corey Sandhagen. Bro, blockhead mentality will get you so far as a fighter. I've seen this firsthand, bro. I've seen my friends lose to just straight blockheads, bro. Like, you don't need to be skillful. You don't need to be technical. You just need to have a lizard pea brain. Just aggression. Like, all you need to do is, especially if you're actually good at fighting, like if you're actually skillful and then you apply the blockhead mentality, then you're dealing with something crazy. See what I'm talking about? You add some craftiness, some blockhead mentality, boom, you've got yourself a real contender there. You know what I'm saying? You don't need fight IQ in that shit. Blockhead mentality is the opposite of fight IQ. It is literally just doing what's in front of you with no thought for, is this technically perfect? Is this, is this going to look good on an IG reel breaking down fight? You know what I mean? Like, is this going to look like a cool Twitter thread? No, dude. Is this going to hurt this guy? That's all blockhead mentality is. Benoit Saint-Denis took him pretty far. He got a fight with Dustin Poirier out of it. Marab's a blockhead, fucking Shavkat's a bit of a blockhead. Marvin Vittori, like, dude, blockhead mentality is generally through the UFC more effective than being technically sound, smart, thoughtful as a human being. Like, bro, you actually want to be a fucking caveman if you want to be a good MMA fighter, especially in some moments. I don't think you have to live your whole life as a blockhead, but you definitely have to have that. Some part of your brain has to be a bit of a blockhead mentality when you're fighting. Like, you can be technical and a blockhead, right? I think Peyton Talbot is an underrated example of this. He has very good technique. He's very skillful. People watch his highlight reels, but when you watch him fight, he really is just trying to scrap, bro. Like, he's just trying to throw down. Charles Oliveira, another technical blockhead. So for me, this is a huge factor that needs to be considered. I'm going to put this in the B tier. I think this is extremely important, man. All right, dude. Let's move on to the next one on the tier. I feel like a fucking genius. I feel like I'm teaching you guys how to actually talk about MMA right now. Am I tripping? I feel like I'm cracking the code right now on how to discuss MMA. Luke Thomas is going to have a fucking diabetes blood pressure attack watching this video, dude. Blob build's going in the C tier, bro. Dude, if you're a blob, you are tough. Like, if you're a blob, you have weirdly good cardio also. And I think there's an underestimation factor as well. I think from my personal experience, when I fight somebody and I look at their torso and they're a bit of a blob, I'm taking them a little bit lighter, dude. I'm not going to lie. I've had some opponents where I've been like, dude, this guy's a bit of a blob, man. Like, this guy, I know he's going to be tough. I know he's going to be hard to hurt. But I feel like I can dance around on the outside. I feel like the judges are going to look at me and look at him and kind of give me rounds. You know what I mean? Which can work for the blob. It also can kind of slow you down. Like a prime example of a blob that's not super effective is Jesse Medino. Right? Jesse Medino over the weekend. Dude, Jesse Medino over the weekend. All he had was arguably, he didn't even bring the blockhead mentality. All he brought was the blob build. He didn't push the pace. He didn't get aggressive. Like, a great example of how to utilize the blob build to max effectiveness is Shamil Gaziev. James Lontop, right? Like, these are guys that they can utilize the blob abilities and heavyweights as well, really utilize this well, because when they put their weight on you, it's hard for you to get up, right? So I definitely think the blob build is an underrated factor, but I wouldn't put it up in the B or the A tier because I feel like it's not as effective as being a straight blockhead or just having like maximum aura as a fighter. So for me, this is definitely one that needs to be paired with something else, in my opinion. So that's why I'm going to put that in the C tier. Shout out to my blobs in the chat, though. I fuck with you guys heavily. I can relate. I'm a bit of a blob sometimes, especially in the off season. But let's move on to a S tier fucking intangible. Dude, this has yet to be patched in MMA. Plot armor. Bro, genuinely, am I wrong? UFC fighters, some of them have plot armor, bro. Let me give you the people that have plot armor, dude. If you're debuting from another promotion, MVP, Michael Chandler, Patricio Pitbull, you have plot armor. If you're a young prospect with like Dana White Contender Series loved you, like Dana White personally fucking signed you out of his checkbook, he's always glazing you, you have plot armor. Sean O'Malley, right? Myron Santos literally just lost a fight and then won the decision. I thought they were going to give it to Ronaldo Rodriguez, but they didn't give him the full plot armor experience. He didn't get the platinum edition. But genuinely, Conor McGregor had plot armor coming up. Ilia Topuria has fucking plot armor. Dricus du Plessis has plot armor, bro. John Jones has plot armor, dude. You cannot convince me that this is not a real thing that is part of MMA. People call me fucking crazy for talking about vibes and plot armor and shit like this. Please explain to me how I'm wrong about this, dude. This is a S tier fucking candidate. Like this, bro. This is that's a real thing. There's no other way about it, bro. It's going in the S tier, dog. All right, man. Let's move on, bro. What do we got? Oh, dude, this next one. Listen, I will claim I invented Blockhead, okay? I would argue that I popularized the blob narrative, but this one, I literally invented this the other day watching Raul Rosas Jr. Post sub clarity. Write that down right now. Post sub clarity. What is it? Basically, tell me I'm wrong. Anytime a UFC fighter escapes an extremely deep submission attempt, they instantly become unsubmittable. Am I wrong? I feel like Alexander Volkanovski, what's this guy's name? Raul Rosas Jr. I can think of so many other Matt Hughes. I'm just spitballing fucking names right now, dude. The second you escape an extremely tight submission attempt, you are basically invulnerable to getting submitted. It's just a real that's just facts. Like, anytime I'm watching a fight, it goes like this, right? If someone gets put in a deep submission attempt, watch what happens next time you watch a fight. Tell me I'm wrong. They get put in the deep submission attempt. Joe Rogan, oh, that's tight. It's over. It's over. He's going to tap. He's going to tap. They get out. The crowd goes fucking crazy. The opponent literally goes jelly. Like, the opponent literally turns into quap mechanics and gets fucked up immediately. Most of the time, they get finished straight away. That's just a fact. So for me, I have to mention this as a new trending A-tier phenomenon in the intangibles of the UFC, dude. I have to put post-sub clarity in the A-tier. I feel like it's one of the most dangerous buffs you can get as a fighter. Like, bro, when you escape a submission, you you cannot get submitted, bro. They'll throw up another one, you get out straight away, boom, you start dropping punches, bah, bah, bah. You know, it's over, dude. It's most of the time you will sub them or finish them if you escape an extremely tight submission. Anyone that trains can attest to this. That is literally facts, bro. All right, we're going to put that in the A tier, man. We've got a couple left to talk about. And this next one, this is maybe controversial, but I feel like this is definitely a real thing. I'm going to put Fluke abilities in the A tier, bro. There's definitely some flukesters in the UFC. I'm not going to say Shavkat is one of them. I just put him here because it's kind of funny to say that. But there's definitely fluky motherfuckers in the UFC, like Derek Lewis. I would argue fucking Michael Johnson low-key gets fluked a lot. I would say that, you know, there's plenty of people I'm sure you can think of right now that most of their wins you can't really say like, the thing about the fluke abilities that's genius is you're not allowed to say it. You literally get it. It has like a psychological impact on the crowd, because if you watch it and go, bro, that was low-key fluky as fuck. Dude, you're just a fucking hater, bro. Keep coping, bro. Keep fucking coping, dude. It's like, okay, was he not down 4 rounds and then fluked a head kick like Leon Edwards? That was a fucking fluke, dude. I'm sorry. Leon Edwards could never do that shit to Usman again if he tried, right? And we know that because he had 25 minutes right away in the rematch and couldn't do it again. You know what I'm saying, dog? I definitely think that flukes are real, bro. Like, maybe I'm just coping, but dude, if I ever get chinned, it's genuinely a fluke. Like, that's just what I believe. So I think that having fluke abilities as a fighter, like a fighting style where even if you're losing the entire fight, you can always get a finish. Even my GOAT JDM, he kind of has some fluke abilities. Like, he's definitely got that shit on lock, right? Shavkat, JDM, even Ilia Topuria, he has a style where I could see him losing an entire fight to like Islam Makhachev or Charles Oliveira, and then boom, just KOing you, dude. So I definitely think having fluke ability level power or submission instincts, Yuri Prohaska, another one, did that to Glover Teixeira. I definitely think that's a major component in the Intangibles tier list. We're going to put that in the A tier because it doesn't always work. Like Cheeto Vera, he's a guy that's pretty fluky, but he can't always get it going. So sometimes it can be a detriment, but most of the time it makes you look badass. People literally can't complain about it. It's a pretty fucking OP intangible to have. I'm going to put that in the A tier, man. All right. 4 left to talk about. And these are all ones that I feel I've popularized these. I'm not going to lie. I feel like I'm the modern day MMA Shakespeare right now, changing this shit, dude. We're going to put stat padding in the B tier. Now, what is stat padding, you might be wondering. Think about when Arnold Allen was about to fight Max Holloway. Brendan Allen on a fucking 8-fight winning streak fighting Nassourdine Imavov. Even half of Merab's win streak, right? I'm sure there's plenty of other win streaks you can think of. Magomed Ankalaev, bro. Half of these wins are literally stat padded. Like, I'm more impressed by Islam Makhachev's win streak than most of these other long-ass win streaks, because half of them, it's literally like, that guy's not in the UFC, that guy's not in the UFC, that guy's not in the UFC, that guy's 0-5 in the UFC. Like, I genuinely believe if you stat pad enough, you can become good at fighting. Am I wrong? I feel like Brendan Allen was not good when he started this win streak. Like, people hate on him, but he actually is really good. Like, people can hate, but he's actually good, right? When he started this fucking win streak, Kevin Holland, another guy that stat padded a win streak that has no value whatsoever. I feel like if you stat pad a win streak long enough, you eventually become like a top 8, top 7 contender. Is this not the type of thing that, like, all you have to do in the UFC is just beat enough cans in a row, and then boom, they put you at number 13, number 12, number 11, some shit like that. Then you get a big main event, and then by that time, you've actually become good enough to beat those guys. But if you had fought them before the win streak, you wouldn't have been able to beat them at all. You weren't even in the conversation of like, oh, this guy's going to be ranked. Maybe I'm tripping. I feel like momentum is definitely a real thing that's important to mention. And I've categorized it as stat padding, because if you beat Gilbert Melendez at 145, you beat fucking Sadiq Yusuf, all of a sudden you're fighting Max Holloway, right? Like, that is definitely what Arnold Allen pulled off. Now he's ranked top 5 for life. So I think stat padding is a very important part of MMA. I wouldn't say it's like a viable way to become a champion or top contender like the things in the A tier, but it can definitely help get you to that point. Like, you combine stat padding with, fluke abilities, boom, you're Shavkat Rahman. I'm just kidding, okay? I'm just fucking kidding, bro. But yeah, you get my point, man. We're gonna put that in the B tier, all right, man? This next one, listen, I think this definitely has its place. I think this combined with stat padding is extremely effective. I'm gonna put the Cockroach methodology in the C tier, dude. Like, the Cockroach fighting style and Cockroach way of like approaching your career is just, I think it is a factor that is important. And again, all of this is more important than having fight IQ and good footwork. Let's just make that clear. Okay, and hand fighting, dude. Dude, the way this guy hand fights, man. This guy's a genius, dude. Shut the fuck up, dude. Anthony Smith is a prime example. Raquel Pennington. You just have to survive in the UFC long enough, and they will give you you will eventually beat someone ranked. I genuinely believe if you just stick around long enough, like you just win one, lose one long enough, right? Maybe you stack together a little 2-piece win, right? You win 2 in a row. I genuinely think if you just stick around for like 15 years, you'll get given like headlining prelim spots. You might beat a ranked contender here and there. You might end up ranked number 12 randomly at one point. I think the Cockroach methodology, and by the way as well, another part of this is you lose to someone in the rankings and then you just don't fight until they lose and they end up below you. Then boom, you're back exactly where you were already. It's a pretty foolproof fucking scheme, dude. And I think when you combine it with one of the A or B tier candidates, I think it's definitely par for the course to become a pretty top level name in the UFC. I wouldn't recommend it just by itself though. So I'm going to put it in the C tier because the Cockroach methodology, you will take a lot of damage. You will end up, again, similar to if you're just crafty or you're just a blob, you're going to end up with like a 32-17 type record. That's my opinion on it. So we'll put the Cockroach methodology in the C tier. Last 2 to talk about. I bring legendary autism to this fight. And let's go for that. Autism, bro. You got to put that in the A tier, man. I feel like this is the key to any good MMA fighter, any good martial artist. You need to have a little bit of the tism to, get completely fucking obsessed with watching tape, completely obsessed with jiu-jitsu. You're fucking watching pride fights at 3 a.m. You realize you haven't spoken to a woman in 3 years. That's the type of shit that you need to be on to be elite. So for me, you definitely got to throw autism in the A tier. I feel like this is the basis of any great MMA fighter. You look at the way they interact, the way the way that they work. Dude, you know that's a part of their game. And for me, that's an intangible that's extremely important to mention. Some of these guys in the UFC, they just don't cut it. They just don't have enough of it for me to trust them to go on a sustained fucking run, right? Whereas if someone I know is like, it's like flowing through their veins, dude, I'm picking you. I know you're going to get good. I know you're going to evolve into like a top contender. It's definitely an A tier intangible that you need. But one intangible, tops them all. Genuinely, I think this is the new meta in MMA right now. Emotes, dude. Dude, emotes literally beat everything. People talk about fucking, oh, dude, the technical outside foot battle, dude. No, emotes win. Emotes literally win, and it was literally proven at UFC Mexico. Brandon Moreno is winging overhands and emoting like a schizo. He wins, according to some people, 50-45, dude. You can make an argument that Steve Erceg won that fight on the numbers and the technical output and the cleanness of the jab, right? All that shit. He had defense. No one gives a fuck about defense. Umar versus Marab. People act like that's a domination because of emotes, dude. I swear to God, emotes are like the most important part of your game that you need to be adding if they're not already part of your game, dude. Emotes are an intangible that can literally win or lose you a round. Tell me I'm wrong, dude. People analyze way too much of the technical side. Who's emoting more? Who's going to make the crowd laugh a little bit more? Who's going to have some funny moments? Who's clip farming harder more effectively? That is the type of shit that wins you a fight in 2025. So for me, I have to throw emoting in the S tier. This is my tier list of the most important intangibles in the UFC. Let me know down below, man. What do you guys think about this? What intangibles are you rocking with right now? What are some ones that I missed? Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel for more informative, analytical MMA content. And yeah, man, see you guys in the next video, man. Hasta luego. That's not, I don't know. Goodbye.